Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So if you're new here, I talk about lifestyle and motherhood and every other thing in between it. And if you're already a subscriber, thank you and welcome back. If you're a new subscriber, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Thank you. And so with all that is happening around the world right now, the new pandemic that's happening around the world right now, and everything is at a standstill. I know that as parents, most of us are saddled with the responsibility of having to homeschool our children. You know, we're home with the kids all day, and for some schools, they have set a bunch of work for parents to do with their kids while they're at home, because I mean, it's not a holiday for kids. And for parents who have kids in Montessori school, like I do, it's kind of like a worry for most parents, because they don't have the materials and they're thinking, how am I supposed to go about this, you know? This video is basically to talk about that. And it's not really a rant from me, it's pretty much me trying to say, okay, with everything that is happening now, parents have to do this work. We have to homeschool, parents have to be parents have to do a lot of things. And you also have to do your work, because most people are working from home now. You know, some people have lost their jobs. Like, it's a difficult time for a lot of people right now, but we all have to stay strong and know that this too shall pass, okay? And so here I'm coming to tell you about the Montessori philosophy and how to homeschool your child the Montessori way. I don't know, most times I cringe when people say I'm doing Montessori at home, and they say, you know, they don't have the materials for doing Montessori at home. And I understand that in classrooms they have all the materials. They have like the pin tower, they have the beads, you know, for the decimal system, and they have like a bunch of stuff, you know, for doing Montessori in school. And now people are concerned, how do I bring Montessori to the home? And honestly, I'm talking actually for if you have children ages 3 to 6. And I'm basically here is the prepared environment. What Dr. Maria Montessori called the prepared environment was basically the children's house. It was called the children's house, the child's house, right? And as far as I'm concerned, the child's house is not a school, it's the home. It's where that child lives. And we already know that parents are a child's first teacher. Like, no other person knows a child more than the parents. I mean, the guides are going to do their work. They are going to help your child, observe your child and all that. But honestly, parents know their kids more than anybody. They are the child's first teachers. They can relate to that child in a way that most guides have to learn or struggle to do, right? And so when people, now that everybody's home now, everybody's rushing, ordering stuff, and, you know, trying to get every Montessori material because they want to homeschool the Montessori way. I'm going to give you, like, for practical life, for instance, there are lots of ways to incorporate practical life that is being taught in school at home. You don't have to go and buy glass cups and buy trays and buy what else and buy the bells and buy a bunch of stuff, okay? In the house, practical life is when your child wakes up and you say, hey, can we make the bed together? Can I show you how to make the bed? Children learn from you, okay? So you make the bed with a child. That is practical life. A child is learning how to make the bed. That is practical life. You let the child join in cooking. You know, you let the child join in dressing up their room. Say, okay, so today we've made the bed, we've said our prayers, we need to clean our shoes. Like, whatever the child wants to do, you do it with the child. That is practical life. You let the kids button up their shirts. They're learning how to button their shirts. Basically, they're learning how to live in a world, right? That is practical life. Like, you don't have to go and buy some material that will teach you how to button. What about the child learns how to button his or her own shirt? What about the child learns how to zip up his or her own dress? Like, why do you have to go and get another material and put it and stay on the floor in the mat and say you're doing practical life? Like, rethink it. So that is practical life. I've given you some examples of how you can do practical life with your child at home. Put water in a cup for a child and let the child learn how to work with the water in their hands. They're learning concentration, they're learning focus, they're learning balance. Those are all Montessori activities. Practicing grace and courtesy, you can use the phone to teach the children how to like talk on the phone. Hello, who is there? This is so residence. Who do you want to speak with? Like, you can teach your child all those things, and they can learn from you as well. So as you're speaking, you're mindful of what you're saying, and the kids are learning from you as well. So those are like practical things that you can do at home with your children. And so for things like math and like English, like literacy and all that, so there are a bunch of resources now out there. I'm going to link a bunch of like homeschool activities you can do with your children. It doesn't have to be Montessori right now. Like, you can modify your own Montessori. It doesn't have to be, you don't have to get to learn fractions, for instance. You can print off those cards and laminate them and have them in your house and use it to teach your child fractions. Like, you can improvise for some of the materials that you don't have, or teach it to your child in the way that you understand it, and you can create your own materials at home. I mean, I'm not saying there is anything wrong with going to buy materials, but how much materials can you, like, you should have a focus on, what do I want to teach my child now? What is the gain? What is, no, what, not the gain, what do I hope to achieve by teaching my child this? Okay, I mean, you are the parent, you know what you want your child to learn. Okay, so I want my child to learn division. Why do I want my child to learn division? How do I want to go about teaching my child division? So it's you who should be structured to be able to structure your own child's learning for them. Okay, I mean, you're not going to buy everything you see. So I mean, there's a bunch of things I already have, like maybe rods. I'll share some of the PDF things that I have that I used to teach, and I would also share some links to the ones that I download online, so you can see how to incorporate that into what you already do at home to kind of teach your children this period. For math as well, I mean, different ways to learn math at home. You could, if you're baking with your child, a child is measuring, that is learning math. They learn about measurements, 1 cup, half cup, 3/4 cup, things like that. They're learning measurements. They're learning how to make stuff. It's science too. So don't think that because it's not in a classroom and the teacher or the guide is telling them how to do this or how to do that, then your child is not learning. Every experience you expose your child to should be learning part of what you guys are doing. So I mean, this is spring now, and you might want to let your child learn about parts of a flower, how plants grow. You can go outside if you have a garden and try to plant with your kids. Those are also learning processes. It doesn't have to be seated in a classroom and a teacher will be telling you exactly what to do. So these are a few things. So these are a few things that I wanted to just lift off my chest, because I know a lot of people are running helter-skelter now. This has never happened before. Take it easy. Take it easy on yourself. I mean, this is the first time. For some people who are doing this for the first time, this is the first time you are getting to do this. Realize that it will take time for you to have a routine. Try to have a routine first, then work with a child. Sometimes you should let your children also decide what they want to do. So you observe what your child likes and what your child does not like. So that's how you kind of get into a routine. So it's not always you trying to impose what you want your child to learn. make it open for your child, you know, and record, you know, things that you're doing with your child, so that you understand what you guys are doing this whole period. This is me sending you love and kisses, and telling you to stay safe and keep practicing social distancing. Thank you so much, guys, for watching, and see you in my next video. Bye.